Hi, this is Dan Dunn, the host of What We're Drinking with Dan Dunn. And on the latest episode of the show, I talk with the queen of burlesque herself, Dita Von Teese, who certainly does things her way.
I'm not trying to shock anybody. I'm trying to change people's minds about what it is to be a stripper. A lot of people don't understand, why I do what I do. And even there were moments in my career where it was like, okay, I've made it. And people around me saying, so you should just be an actress now. Or can you sing? Can you do something else? I'm like, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I set out to do. I don't care what everybody else is doing. I'm going to make my own thing here. And I believed in it enough that I thought that I could make a living doing it.
Also on the latest episode, I visit a legendary punk rock club in Philadelphia and tell you about 3 fantastic new whiskeys you gotta try. So check out the latest episode of What We're Drinking with Dan Dunn. And remember, according to chemistry, alcohol is a solution.
Scarpins Avenue.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-hosts Arn and Dan. Vendors, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Ross.
Dave.
Ross.
Ross dressed for more.
Ross
Hello. Dressed for more.
I am wearing a lot of clothes.
You've got a new album out. We'll talk about that later. We've got dumb stuff to get to.
We do.
Let's address the dumb elephant in the dumb room. Which there's a big dumb elephant in the room right now, and it keeps getting bigger.
It's a big legal battle.
It's Dumbo. It is, and we just feel like the world is getting dumber. People are the elephant in the room is that the world just continues to get dumber, and there's this large elephant of dumbness.
Now, obviously,
we're not saying that in general. Okay, yeah, we've advanced technologically in many ways, and in many ways we have become a more open and accepting society in some areas. Mm-hmm. I think there is a large.
Are you talking specifically to Todd Glass right now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
No, but I think there's a large portion of this country that is. I think before there was an ignorance that pervaded the world, and now there's willful ignorance, which to us feels dumber.
I think that there are a lot of people that can go either way. I think this is about comedy a lot. There's like comedians that most comics could look at a comedian that's incredibly hack, and we all generally agree that person is hack and sucks and fuck that,
Right.
But then people can also like your artful comedy and that hacky comedian. Totally. And I really do think that a lot of people just don't think about it. They could be pulled in either direction, and so if the world is one way, they're pulled in that direction.
Yeah.
And so now we live in this world that is partially run by Donald Trump, and then people just go that way because they got kids and they're not thinking about it.
We got kids and we're thinking about it.
I
think about it all the time. I wish I didn't think about it because it is getting dumber. The only way to fight
I'm
back.
not saying it's good.
No, it ain't. He's not supporting it. No,
Dave thinks it's great.
No, Dave.
Yeah,
doesn't.
I think those people are good, and I like what they've done.
And I support everything they're on board with. Well, let's hear a dumb story that gets sent to us by our awesome friends. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, sent in by Edman88 at Brood, BROOD.
Brood, bro.
Thanks, Edman. This was sent in a lot. Edman88, send it in first.
Great.
Mickey Polk, okay, is currently on the run from police.
What do you think about that? The 2-syllable first, 1-syllable
Mickey
last.
Polk?
Mickey Polk.
Mickey Polk.
Sounds like a Coen Brothers character.
Yeah.
Mickey Polk buried the body in the park.
It is. It
right?
is like a
little Mickey Polk came by earlier today. Yeah.
P-U-L-K?
P-A-U-L-K.
Polk.
Polk.
Either
Polk.
way, it's one letter off from okay with me.
Yeah?
Like if you told me Polk was like really salted pork, I'd be like, yeah.
Polk.
Well, we've been salting this Polk for like the last 3 weeks. We
Mhm.
hang it underneath. And we
We
just
hang it
salt
underneath
up.
the cellar.
It sounds like something you have to
Story
make
of
on
my
the
life.
Great British Baking Show.
We
And I'm
hang it
like, What's
underneath.
a Polk?
Polk
A
is
lot of
like
stuff
haggis.
underneath, but
Dave's
it's stuffed into a cupcake.
somebody salted Dave for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Mickey Polk is currently on the run from police, but that doesn't mean he isn't a responsible squirrel owner, he says.
Okay.
Those words should not be used together.
There is no such thing as a
Is that the
responsible
real
squirrel owner.
story? Is
Yes.
that
Yes.
This is how the story's written. That's the
Yes,
beginning
that's
of the article.
First sentence in the article.
Dan-
I think this story should be about this writer.
And that happens a
100%.
lot in dumb people
Okay,
town.
Dave, that happens a lot in dumb people town. Sometimes the dumb people are the people who do the crime. Sometimes the dumb people are the people who the crimes are committed against.
Right.
Sometimes the dumb people are the police.
Right.
Yes. Sometimes the dumb people are the people covering
But when
the
you
story.
think about the desks around the journalism room, which is something I just created,
That's what you call it.
the person doing all of your crazy dumb news stories is not on par with who's ever handling the newest city council meeting.
Right.
No.
Right?
They're like,
This is an entry level here, unless you're Will Greenlee, in which case you are the best.
They let you do your
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Wait, Dan, Polk also sounds like the noise you make as you're gagging.
Wait, he
Tracy
is
Morgan bit.
he's
Tracy
a
Morgan bit.
responsible. He's a
Squirrel
responsible
owner.
squirrel
Right.
owner.
He's currently on the run for police, but that doesn't mean that he isn't a responsible squirrel owner. He
That
says.
has nothing to do with
he
that.
says.
He says.
He says.
Right. So there's nothing
is
else
happening?
to back that up.
According to Polk.
Give me more
Quote-
information first.
Quote, my squirrel is babied beyond anything anyone can imagine. Like a baby.
So
I can
you
imagine
need
a
to-
baby. Like a newborn baby. I bet they're pretty well babied.
I'm gonna sit here and imagine how
Well, you
much
didn't-
that squirrel could be babied right now.
Yeah.
In a crib, swaddled up with a little pacifier in his
Little
mouth.
diaper. Little
Tiny
diaper on.
diaper.
Tiny.
It has
Feeding it Gerbers with a tiny spoon.
Have
I'm
you
going to
wiped
go with a
poop?
big diaper. A
big
huge,
one.
Big, adorable diaper on this
Have you
spider.
wiped poop out of its squirrel vagina? Then I don't think you've babied this child.
I don't even think that's how squirrels work.
Nope.
My squirrel is babied
babies.
beyond anything anyone can imagine.
That is saying a lot.
It has a very good life, he told the Washington Post.
What's
No.
so crazy
Is that the Washington Post listened?
we still, at this point in the article, have no clue what happened.
No.
None.
They've given us all this info about him
Dave.
as a squirrel
Owner.
caretaker.
Dave, he is
Yeah.
on the run from police,
Yes.
and he is a responsible. What more do you need
That's-
to know?
You know what? You're right.
What
Fuck
else
me.
do you need?
Also,
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure, Dave, this is the writer. We'd like to talk to you about the crimes that you're on the run for. Happy to do so. Here's
First
my
things
deal.
first.
I will not
Let me
address
address
anything.
the elephant in the room. I am a responsible squirrel owner.
Here's the first
Okay?
thing. Here's the first thing. I own a squirrel. You are crazy. Nope.
Nope.
That squirrel is
Crazy
I don't
for
think
a
you
squirrel.
heard me.
I baby that thing in a way that you
And anyone else,
no one
an
could-
entity that exists in this universe or ones beyond us could ever imagine.
You have two children and you took care of them. You raised them by yourself.
Yeah,
you
nowhere-
don't treat
no-
them as well as
nowhere near the way I baby.
I treat the squirrel like it's a special needs squirrel.
Hulk.
That's how much I give love to the
And
squirrel.
I treat the squirrel so much like a baby, it's bad for the squirrel.
Yes, it is bad for the squirrel. P.S. It is terrible for the squirrel.
Squirrel's not gonna be able to grow up on its own and get its own nuts.
I treat this squirrel so much like a baby, it's not vaccinated. That, sir, you definitely
Wow.
Sir.
Hulk and his unusual pet have been in the spotlight since Monday when authorities in Limestone County accused him of keeping, quote, an attack squirrel in a cage and feeding it methamphetamine so that it would stay aggressive.
Nope.
Right.
Wow.
Now, if you know anything about me, that's probably not happening. Otherwise, I would never do this story.
Meth squirrel.
Dan, he said he was babying it. I don't know why you have any doubts that
Yeah,
he would be kept in
Dan.
a cage and being fed meth.
Because he's a baby. You're right. You can
That's
put
what
babies in
that's what
cages.
you
They
do
just don't
with
have
babies.
lids. They just don't have lids.
So what this guy's story is that he keeps a squirrel in a cage, feeds it meth so it can
No,
attack
that's,
things.
That's what the police say, damn it.
I'm
That's
sorry.
an
He
attack
wants everyone
squirrel.
to know he is a responsible squirrel
He
owner.
doesn't give it meth.
Hey, do you know what I call an attack squirrel? A squirrel.
Yeah.
there
Because
you
squirrels
go.
will attack you. Period.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, that
The
was
story
pretty harsh.
made national headlines, but Polk insists that he raised the squirrel as if it were his own child, bottle feeding it every few hours and keeping it warm with a heating pad when it was first born. Any allegations to the contrary are slander.
Said
Whoa.
He just learned slander. Slander is new to him, and he is wielding it.
By the way, that's not slander.
No.
It's not
Slander
it's
is
an
to
accusation.
yeah, it's an accusation to suggest based that you've said something, right?
Right.
I believe. Or
Slander is the type of person you are.
libel. That's libel. Okay,
Yes.
sorry. Slander is about your behavior. Thank you, Rebecca.
Crushing it over here.
Thank you.
He
I feel
doesn't-
stupid now.
Look at this.
Someone's sick of meth squirrel on Jay for that
I
comment right
mean,
there.
He
I
doubles
deserve it.
down, guys. This is another quote from the article. He doesn't even like it when people smoke around his pet, since squirrels have a delicate sense of smell.
Yeah.
But what's the story? Like, what's
He-
the?
Not to that
Dave.
yet.
Dave, you're asking too many questions of the. You are
What
asking.
happened?
Dave, you are asking questions of a baby squirrel that we do not need to ask.
Quote, the squirrel is
I need to protect his delicate lungs. Give me that meth so I can shove that into his
just
anus.
don't smoke it around him because
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
his smell.
don't smoke.
The squirrel is not on meth, he insisted. I honestly think that would actually kill it. Polk
Definitely.
and the squirrel. Here we go. This
How many
read-
times have you been in a relationship and they said it's the squirrel or me? And
he was
then
like, "You don't even need to finish
Yeah.
that sentence. You could have
I'll
ended
tell
at
you it
squirrel. You could have ended at squirrel,
pack your
baby."
bags, lady. Pack your bags and don't light up in front of the squirrel.
Polk and the squirrel, who he named D's Nuts.
No.
Oh
Yes,
my God.
With a Z, of course.
That's what my son's named.
And
'Cause you baby him.
Because you
Yeah, 'cause
baby
I
him.
that's why.
Got
have had a couple wild of days. I
Oh,
think
sure.
we're about to unpack.
We're gonna find out now.
Narcotics officers.
Should we take a break before we unpack it, or is there?
You know what? I don't want to know. I know enough now.
You do?
Okay.
Now
we
it's
can
too
take
much
a
Story's
information.
over.
Let's
Let's
take a quick
break, and
Let's
when
do
we
it
come
here.
back, Dave Ross, we're going to find out about. Well, he's got a new album coming out, and
then
we're going
we'll
to
get
find
back
out what
into
the
D's
wild
Nuts.
days of
We will
D's
learn about
Nuts
these nuts.
and this guy and Polk. After this, it's Dumb People Town.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Question, Jay: if you found $100 on the street,
Yes.
would you pick it up or keep walking?
I'd probably pick it up.
Of course, you pick it up and take the money. So why do you keep picking winners and not betting on them? Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
You
I
see
do.
the money on the grab,
Yes,
you just walk right past it. That's why I go to my bookie. It's fast, it's easy, and they pay when you win. Let's face it, where you're betting is just as important as who you are betting on.
That's correct.
I wouldn't be telling you guys to bet with them if they weren't the best. We wouldn't be saying this. They are the best. Do the smart thing. If you're going to bet this football season, bet with my bookie.
That's right.
Did you know that you could bet on games after kickoff? A lot of
I
people
did not
think-
know that.
A lot of them want that first ball is kicked off, it's done, right?
No.
If by the second half it looks like your bet is going to lose, you can always just take the other side. How about
beautiful
that?
is that?
That is like that's like a betting loophole.
Money out there waiting for you.
If you're the kind of guy that likes or gal that likes to bet a little and win a lot, try a parlay. If all your picks come through, you can multiply your winnings. This is how you do it. And no matter how you bet, the NFL season is the best time of year to do this.
So if you don't have a team that you care about or your team sucks, but you still want to be invested in what's going on in the NFL, this is a great way to be invested in outcomes of other games.
So join now, and MyBookie will double your first deposit.
Look at that.
Use the promo code DUMBPeople. That's it, DUMBPeople, to activate this offer. That's the promo code DUMBPeople. Visit mybookie.ag today. You play, you win, you get paid. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We want to mention we are here with the great Dave Ross, our good friend,
Hello.
friend of the show. He's got a new comedy album that is out already.
It's out.
It can be found on. It's first of all, give us the website that people can find it, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to attract a lot of people who don't know what your comedy is and are going to be very
Maybe
surprised.
Polk might hit this
Just
website.
explain the
I
website.
would love for Polk to buy my album. The website is www.sex.guns.beer.
Sure, you won't be attracting anybody. Sex.guns.beer. Don't
Yeah.
put all three of those things together, except in a website where you're looking for Dave Ross's comedy album. That's the only place where we'll allow those three things to happen.
That's actually the order of which you should experience them with time between each. Have some sex, then later on, if you want to shoot guns, fine.
it
After
in
you've
the
done
field.
those things,
Have
then
a beer.
drink.
Then have a
Don't
beer.
drink
That's
first.
true.
The
Yeah,
album
that's
is
the order.
The album is called
The only man who has ever had sex.
The Only Man Who
You
Says-
are.
I am.
There you go.
So if you guys want to know what it's like, just
And
talk to me.
I've
after the
told
show.
you personally how much I love what I consider Instagram art that you do.
Oh, thank you, man.
And it has to take so long to
It
do
does.
that. It takes me at least 20, 30 minutes just to promo one show with one post.
Isn't it crazy how time consuming all that
so
is?
And then someone asks you what you did today, and you feel so ashamed to say you spent 3 hours trying to promote 3 shows.
Right.
And so I'm like, I just did some stuff because it does take way too long for us.
We'll follow him on Instagram and see the
it's
reap
great.
the
Your
rewards of
stories.
all of his
You
work.
made it art. You made
Actually,
it
it's
art.
funny you
Ross,
say this
yeah.
because I didn't put it out with a CD or a tape.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm releasing it with the flip book
This is
that's
where I wanted to
based
go.
on the Instagram stories.
And it's amazing,
Yeah.
too. I saw you flip it through, I think, on one of your stories. I'm like, this is great.
Thanks, man.
Because it is so
Love it.
true, too, as I just recorded my album, and there's nothing goes along with it anymore.
Totally.
There's no,
It's too bad.
I'm not going to sell CDs at the
jacket
show,
sleeve.
like, because I wouldn't.
We do.
I know,
People
but
get 'em.
you guys got
Older
history.
audiences?
No,
Yeah,
no. Those people love that stuff.
Amy
Squirrels.
Miller came out with us and sold CDs, and she did great. But I mean, the point, your point is well taken. It is very cool that there's
Yeah.
that stuff.
But you should be selling the flip books at shows and all
For
that
sure.
stuff. You
I'm actually
They
absolutely
look
getting-
good, man. They look
I'm actually
good.
getting tapes made specifically to sell in person because I
Great.
think that is where people buy them.
I think people dig that because
Yeah.
you can sign it, and then it becomes
That's
like
true.
a bit of a
Totally.
collector's piece.
cool.
So the new album, the only guy,
The only
man who has ever had sex.
fantastic.
Dave Ross. Pick it up. Go to Amazon, iTunes, wherever you can get it. A special
or go
thing.
to sex.guns.beer. There you go.
Do that. .gov. Kidding.
.org.
So,
And from 2 weeks ago, people should check out your Corden set.
Man,
So
thank you.
good,
This
dude.
is
All
I'm
good,
having a
man.
great
Hey, dude,
day.
we love having you here. And so
I love being
And when you
here.
get that applause break in it, and you're like, thanks. You know that feeling? Like you realize that, it was that was my favorite moment,
thanks, man. Dude, yeah, it's funny I know that you guys have done a bunch of late night.
we
you done
have,
Corden?
and we have
Sometimes
not done Corden.
No, have
It's
not.
such a warm room. It's
Great.
great. He walks out and
awesome.
gives a speech about how they're a great audience and they need to pay attention because stand up is hard and so you need a lot of focus. And you walk out to them like being primed by him, and then I riffed up top and they kept it in the tape. Dude, it was great. Man.
That is really cool, and it is
Yeah.
fun. I feel like we've changed. We've gotten sort of, since the old sets that we've done, we've just gotten better in understanding how to do it.
Oh,
So I
late
would
night
like
set
yeah,
from
it's
you
a
guys right now
skill.
would
Oh, I would
crush.
love to see that.
So anyway, but all of that aside, I'm very excited about your new album, and I hope our fans check it out and pick it up.
Thank you.
Daniel Van Kirk's got some tour dates at
Dude, go to danielvankirk.com. I'm going to
So
be
go
in
see him. He's
Jacksonville, Chicago, and a whole bunch of dates
Florida,
around there.
East Coast, and
yes.
the Midwest, and then we have a ton of dates on superstars.com. And then, of course, we have the two big Dumb People Town dates.
We're doing
Come on,
Dumb People
people.
Town live at Largo. Get there. Pete Yorn, Andy Richter, and Kate
I don't know
Micucci.
when this
shit,
drops. If this drops before, that's on the September 9th.
Yep.
That's a Monday. If for some reason you missed that show, don't worry. New Yorkers and our New York friends, Michael Che is going to be on our show on Sunday, October 13th at the Bell House. We're going to try and sell that out and then book another show after that, which will be
And Randy and I, the 2 nights before that, will be in Boston for the first time doing stand-up ever.
Laugh Boston first time we've ever done stand-up. No,
In
first time
Boston.
in Boston
Boston.
we've done stand-up, and then the night before that on Thursday night we're going to be in DC. We added a DC at the
Come on,
comedy
people. Come
comedy
on.
loft. Have you ever performed at the
I
comedy?
haven't yet. I hear it's great though.
I hear it's great too. So we'll be there on that Thursday night on the
My children
10th
might
and
come
11th.
with me. My family
10th
might
on
come
Thursday,
with
and
me.
then 11th and 12th in Boston, and then New York. We're kind of making a little East Coast swing. Go to superstars.com. We'll get y'all set.
All
for
right, let's
that.
find out about this damn
Here we
squirrel.
go.
So the man's on the run.
Right. Him and D's nuts have had a wild couple of days.
Who's nuts?
Narcotics officers from the Limestone County Sheriff's Office were tipped off about the squirrel during a drug investigation and showed up with a search warrant on Monday. They already got the warrant. They know what's going on.
We need the
I
squirrel.
love it.
Mickey,
They just have a very big jacket to put it in.
Mickey, who you guys keep calling Polk, I want to rep that first
Mickey
name,
Polk.
which is weird in its own way too.
Mickey Polk.
Mickey Polk wasn't there, but another man who was present was arrested.
Uh-huh.
Welcome to the South, man, one neighbor told WAAY. We got squirrels on meth. I think that is how this story ran. One person said we got squirrels on meth, and then everybody
What was
sided.
that rap
see.
song? Welcome to Miami, where the players play.
I don't
Wasn't
know
that a
this
song?
song.
Wasn't
In
that a
Benito Amiami?
welcome? Yeah, welcome to
The
something
jungle.
I
where
know
the
The only
players
welcome to I
play.
know is the jungle.
I know.
Welcome to
New
the
York,
South, where
which
the
is-
squirrels on meth.
Welcome to New York.
That
which is-
now I remember.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the South, where
Yeah,
the
yeah,
squirrels
yeah.
on meth.
In fact, the Daily.
My wife is my cousin, and her name is Beth.
There you go.
All right.
Beth, I see you doing meth. Okay. In fact, the Daily reported it was impossible to confirm the animal's alleged meth use. Officers didn't find any drugs in his cage, and there was no way to safely test the squirrel for meth, which means someone had a conversation.
Exactly. But the squirrel was missing 3 teeth and trying to chew through its cheek.
The squirrel was
The cage
just
was very clean.
pacing back and forth at Walmart.
But because it's illegal to keep
With-
a squirrel as a pet in Alabama, they
Jesus.
couldn't just leave him there. Since the creature seemed healthy and wasn't emaciated, police released him into the wooded area nearby. So now they're just letting him go.
Yeah.
They don't even know how baby this guy is.
What?
Quote,
He'll never make it out in the
The
woods.
squirrel could be seen at the corner of the forest just asking other animals, yo, you got some acorns?
mm-hmm,
Yo.
mm-hmm.
Yo,
What
help me
came
out with
to
a little
pass?
Hook a brother up.
To make the state of Alabama outlaw owning a squirrel. Like,
But-
what happened?
Right.
Okay, so what came to pass to have them outlaw owning a squirrel and then approve
Owning a gun?
ban squirrels and abortions?
Right. They draw
Right.
the line at squirrels.
Yeah.
We're going to
Squirrels
protect our
okay.
squirrels more than we protect the moms.
Right. Here we go. He goes, Mickey Polk said, the charges that are on me, which also makes it sound way more dramatic, on me, are just as bogus as the squirrel doing meth. This reporter wants to get back to the case.
That's right.
That's all he cares about. Once he learned that police released the squirrel outdoors, Mickey Polk went back to try and find his twitchy companion. That's your invoking.
Twitchy
That's rude.
companion
That's
is
really-
maybe
Yep.
influencing.
Baby, come back!
He had never adopted cue music. He had never planned on
Baby,
adopting a
come back.
squirrel in the first place. But about a year ago,
Any kind of squirrel would do.
while he was working for a company cutting trees, the baby fell out of a branch. Mickey Polk, whose previous pets include a raccoon and a tarantula,
I'm going to tell you right now.
took the small creature home.
This
So,
is the plot of the first Chipmunks movie. I'm telling you.
What are you
this
talking about?
is
This
that
is the
plot.
prequel to We Bought a Zoo.
So he's
My tarantula is not on acid.
That's his first name. Mickey Polk on a blind date at a TGI Fridays. So I got some pets.
The raccoon is addicted to Lunchables, but we are working
That
on
one-
his diet.
The
That's the
raccoon, I
most
do give
dangerous one.
drugs. I give drugs to the raccoon.
Well, look, I can't keep
Guilty.
the drugs away from the raccoon.
He
The
needs
raccoon's on
Adderall.
oxy.
He's got thumbs.
Look, but his eyes look like, sunken in with like black circles around him anyway. So it's like,
so
who cares?
Yeah,
Right.
Screw it.
So yeah, he's had a raccoon, he's had a tarantula. I'm going to say never had a lasting relationship.
or custody of his kids.
Or a steady job.
For the next 6 weeks, he woke up every 2 hours to feed him formula and make sure that the heating pad was working. Trust the heating pad.
Yeah,
okay?
it's a heating.
By the way, heating pads don't go out every hour and a half.
Right.
What's so funny about that is that maybe the squirrel's not on meth, but Mickey is definitely on meth.
Yes.
You're
Right.
You're
You
not-
think I would share? I mean, give my meth to my squirrel?
He's up every 2 hours. Yeah, man.
Meaning,
You're giving formula to a squirrel? You're out of your fucking mind, dude.
And someone else
that's
was
the most meth thing you can.
Taking in a squirrel, then feeding it formula,
Is
then
like-
making it your own is like a
like-
definition of being
That
on meth.
is the best day ever in a meth. In
And
a
then-
Induced
person
state.
on
There was
meth
somebody else in the house.
calendar.
He had a roommate who's like, "Come on, dude, again with this squirrel. Just can we turn the lights off?"
No, he likes it. He likes
He's a
it. on.
baby.
He likes
He's
it.
my baby.
He likes it.
Mr. White,
You stay away from my baby.
Mr. White, I'm trying to save the squirrel, Mr. White.
Jesse.
For the next 6 weeks, he woke up every 2 hours to feed him formula, make sure the heating pad was working, get a new heating pad. Eventually, he trained the junior squirrel. I don't know if that means he's got some sort of grading system.
This writer is garbage. I hate
Guys,
this writer.
he's in a different stratosphere. He's a junior
Dude,
squirrel.
he's got 2 more years of eligibility and then becomes a senior squirrel.
Eventually, he trained the junior squirrel to use a litter box, sleep in a hammock, and eat potato chips and caramel M&Ms.
By the way,
That's a
What?
great life.
I would
By the way,
say
I want to be this guy's squirrel.
He didn't
Me
teach
too.
the animal how to eat caramel in him. He put it in
gave
front
him
of it,
it.
and the animal
Well,
ate
you know what
it.
they say?
I
If you
would
give
not-
a squirrel some caramel,
I
Right,
know.
he's yours
but
forever.
if you teach him,
Teach him how to find
I
the
don't.
caramel.
I would have given
You
him
give him
peanut
meth.
M&Ms, caramel M&Ms. Have you
Caramel.
tried to eat the caramel M&Ms?
No, I
Randy,
wouldn't
he's a
even-
baby. He might have a peanut allergy.
Shortly.
I will go peanut M&Ms on the M&Ms. That's it. Other than that, I'm a Reese's Pieces guy, and I will.
Reese's Pieces.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Reese's. Yeah.
Use a litter box, sleep in a hammock. You know he made the hammock. That took
Oh,
all
totally.
night. He
God
made it
damn
out of
it.
like one of those medicine, like a hospital masks.
No,
they
he
give
made
you.
a
Oh,
hammock.
that's adorable. That's adorable.
Or like a bag,
He
a
ripped
lemon
it
bag.
off
a SARS woman, a woman who's afraid of
No.
SARS.
You don't need this.
He bought a bag of lemons and cut it in half.
When the animal started having seizures, Pauk took him to a
Yeah, because they're
veterinarian.
not supposed to eat caramel
Seizures.
M&Ms.
Look at this.
and meth.
He took him
Idiot.
to a veterinarian over the state line in Tennessee because I guess they get it there.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
but
So now my squirrel's on Depakote.
so he's like, look, this I got to drive. I don't understand these laws. They're oppressing us. They're taking away our option of choice. I have to drive across state lines
Yeah.
to get my
He's out there
squirrel
protesting with the
service.
pro-choice people, and they're like, "Can you go down a
Absolute
little
one.
bit?"
Yeah.
My squirrel, my choice.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
He wants a single pair option for a squirrel.
D's nuts was diagnosed with a calcium deficiency, and they told Pauk to cut back on nuts and seeds. That's probably where the caramel started sliding in. And give the squirrel more squash and avocados. Didn't know squirrels liked avocados.
No, they do.
Everyone involved in this story is a psychopath.
That's right.
How about
Who's
some
this
avocado
vet?
toast?
Yeah, this
Give your
vet is-
squirrel avocado.
Right.
No.
Right.
No, if
The
you're
vet should have said, "Why don't you leave him with us, and we'll take care of him. Come back in a week, and then as soon as the guy drives away, go release it in the woods."
So he's away from the house when the squirrel D's nuts gets released into the woods and his buddy gets arrested and the cops have the warrant, right? Pauk told the Washington Post that there was and around the Washington Post, they're like, thank God. They all wanted to do this story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything to like take a break.
Yes.
From
They
the
were
world.
like, they probably bid on it.
Yes.
Pauk told the Post that there was no question he had to go back for D's nuts. Returning.
Who's not?
He's like
Which
Jack
nut?
in the island. We got to go back for D's nuts.
No.
Returning to the
Don't leave a map to the Dutch people.
Returning to the scene of the drug raid, he heard a screaming sound coming from a tree about 50 to 60 feet away. It was his pet.
No.
Once he saw it was me, he came down, he jumped on my arm, and we got in the car and left.
Oh my God. He's.
If
I'm
this
gonna tell you
really-
right now.
Whoa.
This is how addicted to meth that squirrel.
I think maybe the craziest part of this story to me is that Mickey owns a car.
I know.
Dave, I should tell you now, I specifically cultivated this story for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is
I
so
appreciate it.
Wait.
Yes.
So he's gonna have sex with the squirrel.
Absolutely.
No.
Yes, that's the next
No.
step.
And the
No.
craziest thing
No.
is that it's consensual.
That's right. That's true.
This
I
boy.
babied it.
But
I
have you ever
babied
tried to
that
have
squirrel.
meth out sex with a squirrel?
I
mean,
babied that
Oh,
squirrel.
it's unmatched.
I raised it.
it's another level.
Lay on your side so you don't throw up. On Tuesday night, while still on the lam, Mickey Pauk logged on to Facebook to defend himself in a live streamed video.
Oh,
That's
Smart.
who's doing
That's
it.
just smart because you
Why
can't
didn't
track
we
where you
subscribe
are.
to that?
Mickey's
He-
on meth,
He
everybody.
declared the charges against him to be bogus, and while his pet could be mean and had bitten a few people, he was no attack squirrel.
people.
You just described an attack squirrel, mean and bites people.
Bit a
Look,
few
he has-
people.
just because he's attacked a few people doesn't mean he's an attacked squirrel.
No.
He did not stop there. Mickey Pauk then called into a local country radio station
No.
Jesus.
and assured
Yes.
listeners, because the general public
Oh my
wants
God,
to know
dude.
that the
I just
my
want to
God.
assure
I
listeners. I just want to assure listeners.
that
I
the-
know everyone's very worried about these nuts.
Well, I'm proud to be an American.
Listen, mate, I'll tell you-
At least I know.
I'm going to tell you one more time, buddy. You say that squirrel's name again, I'm going to have to dump you. So you can't keep saying. You just say DZ.
DZ. DN.
The squirrel. He assured listeners that the squirrel was just fine. Quote: "He's in his hammock right now, munching on a piece of celery."
Nope.
Again, not what the veterinarian told you to give him.
He's in his hammock is
I
not a
just
squirrel being
cannot-
fine.
That's what your mom, your retired parents say about one or the other when you're on the phone.
I just
with them.
need the people of Limestone County to know that D's Nuts is in his hammock
I'm gonna dump
safely
you.
right now. So y'all can stop worrying.
I call it his banana hammock.
No,
all right,
sir, you cannot say that. Dan, I don't want to gloss over Dan's brilliant comment.
Right.
Is he's in his hammock and he doesn't want to talk right now? Is what your retired parents
Yes.
say
about the other one.
the other one
yes.
when you call him on the phone.
Right.
you,
Mickey
Dan.
Pauk plans to turn himself in once he has his legal representation sorted out.
I cannot wait. To
He
see.
wants custody. Gloria
Of the squirrel.
Allred, if you are out there, this case is for you.
Yeah.
He
And
told
to be clear, the way that this started is not Mickey, but Mickey's roommate got arrested for selling meth.
in the house. They had a search warrant for the house.
And they found the squirrel and let it go.
Yes.
And then he went out in the woods and got it back.
He
And
told
so Mickey now both wants the squirrel back and wants the people of Limestone County to know
That
that he's not some sort of weirdo.
he wants the police to know. Let me get my orders together. Back off.
Got it.
I'll come on in.
Dave, he wants his son back.
Yes.
I
He
understand.
he wants his baby back, baby back, baby back. He
come
wants
on,
his baby back, baby back,
No,
baby back. D's nuts, baby back, squirrel.
I'm glad you didn't quit. Mickey Polk plans to turn himself in once he has legal representation sorted out. He told the Post, that's who we're still talking
Washington
to,
Post.
that he was, quote, far enough away that it would cost them some gas to come get me. Does he think cops pay for their own gas?
Yeah, he
Like,
does.
I got a half a tank. I'm not going to get this guy.
Come get me, taxpayers.
And that he had just dropped off the creature with a, quote, a licensed person who deals with squirrels and whatnot.
Nope.
No idea what the whatnot is.
There is
I
no-
deal with squirrels and whatnot. That's all you need to know.
Licensed person.
a licensed person.
Quote,
Animal Protective Service.
I do miss him, he said. I usually let him sleep somewhere near my bed. I do miss him hard.
Oh, wow, Mickey.
Yes, yes.
Told you he was trying to have sex with him.
I feel
know.
for Mickey.
Told
man.
you.
I know.
He missed his companion.
I agree.
Is that it?
You know, you need a roommate.
I think
Jesus,
that's
that
it.
is a great. This
Oh
may be
my
one of the
God.
best minis we've ever done.
Oh,
Holy
the
I
ballad,
literally
the
can't
ballad
believe-
of Mickey Polk.
Jesus, Dave
ballad.
Ross. The album is called once again
The Only Man
the only
Who Has
man
Ever
who's
Had
ever had
Sex.
sex, and you are next to Mickey
thank you.
Polk. I mean, we're not talking about man squirrel sex because
Of
Mickey
course.
Polk has
That's
that.
never insinuated. You're going to hear from his ass. You keep invoking that sort of slander.
Guess whose ass got heard from?
Stop.
These nuts. He's going to be at a NAMS. He's going to be at a NAMSA. NAMS.
NAMSLA?
NAMS.
Oh,
Where are you
NAMSLA.
Men
Yeah.
Squirrel Love.
Yeah. National Association of Man Squirrel
He's going
Love.
to call into a radio station and denounce all the shit you've put on him right now.
Go ahead, go on to the
go on a
country
live
music station.
Facebook stream.
Oh my God, what a great story. I love it so much. Dave Ross, thank you for being here. And,
Thanks for having me.
Oh shit, we got to get back to work.
All right.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
Scarpins Avenue.
A podcast network.